So I'm going to crack on. The next one plays Old Rope about a month ago. It's his first time. He absolutely smashed it and showed you exactly how the use of the rope works. Please give it up for Don Chan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I looked up the definition of shit in the Oxford Dictionary and found a picture of the Cambridge Dictionary. Sometimes I'll be out on a date with a woman and things are going great, so I'll ask her back to my place for some coffee. But she'll always say no. I think it's because when I say coffee, I actually go, coffee. So when men are on public transport, they'll always take up more room than necessary. Like you'll see guys with their legs spread as if they've got massive balls, or they drape their arm on the seat next to them. And I reckon that's why they only let women and children onto lifeboats. I hired a private investigator to follow my wife around. That way, I'll know where both of them are while I'm cheating with his wife. Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball video depicts the exact opposite of what the world needs. What we need is more people with clothes on, building houses. They say even a broken clock is right twice a day. And it's at those times that I try to sell my broken clock. So, I was reading about the origins of all the racial slurs that are used against Chinese people, and it turns out there's a unique story behind each one, which is ironic, because Chinese people are all the same. Now, I know some of you are a bit iffy about that joke, but I'm allowed to tell it because I'm Chinese, and every other Chinese person is also allowed to tell it. I was going to say like that. I hate it when I open up a packet of crisps and find there's mostly air inside. I reckon it'd only be fair if the person responsible for this were to crash their car and find the airbag was full of crisps. I reckon if the sky were to fall, it would probably land on the buttered side of my toast. If you don't know what a glory hole is, don't look into it. A Chinese government official was meeting the parents of his girlfriend for the first time. He wanted to flatter the mother, so he said to his girlfriend, "You never told me you had a sister." This freaked out the whole family, because they thought they were going to be arrested for breaching the one-child policy. Now, some of you are probably wondering whether it's okay for me to joke about the oppression of the Chinese people when I'm not actually a Chinese citizen. But the reason that I am allowed to tell that joke is because we're not in China. And it gets me thinking that one regrettable aspect of the China's suppression of free speech is that China has great potential to produce stand-up comedians. If you think about the essence of stand-up comedy, it's a single guy talking to an audience about how he can't get women And China's population has 17 million more men than women because of the one-child policy. I fucked that up. The other day, I smothered a guy to death. Now the look that he had on his face when he died is permanently imprinted in my memory foam pillow. So the logo for Amnesty International is a candle wrapped in barbed wire. I reckon that would be a better logo for the fire brigade, because it looks like it belongs to someone who doesn't want fire to break out. I answered a personals ad from a woman who claimed to have a body built for sin. It turns out that sin was gluttony. Sometimes after a gig, people will come up and want to tell jokes to comedians. I don't understand what they're thinking, but then again, I'm the guy who exposes himself to strippers. Sometimes, when I'm at swingers parties, I feel like eavesdropping on conversations, but I don't want to look suspicious, so I stand around and wait. Thank you.